Now, Charlie Hurt, Fox News contributor, opinion editor for the Washington Times. Kevin Walling, former Biden campaign surrogate. Kevin, what changed?
Harris, I think what the president is signaling is a willingness now to work with House Republicans and Senate Democrats to forge some kind of consensus on immigration. I've been saying for a long time that this is a crisis. I'm very happy to see the president going. I have, and I'm very happy to see the president going down to El Paso. He's going to announce from the White House new measures with regards to Title 42, with an expansion of legal migrant visas for folks who want to come here legally that have sponsors in this country. He's going to announce that in the coming minutes from the White House. These are all positive things for the American people. And again, you compare that to the chaos that we're seeing in the House of Representatives.
All right.
You're seeing real presidential leadership.
I'm going to stop you there because I think you're really going to be angry with yourself when you watch this back and you actually compared people dying at the border to people having political conversations inside the House of Representatives. So I'm going to help save you
every
for
migrant
yourself.
We've lost and
Charlie,
every border
go
agent
ahead.
we've lost, and that's a good thing to see the president going there, Harris.
Charlie.
Well, I think what this tells us more than anything is that Joe Biden is running for re-election, and he is politically frightened because he now realizes that if he wants to get re-elected, if he has any hope of getting re-elected, and I don't think he does, then he's going to have to address this problem. But the real problem for him is that the current crisis at the border is entirely a crisis of his own making. Obviously, the previous president, President Trump, did not solve the larger problem of illegal immigration because of the millions of illegals that are already in the country and all of the other problems attendant to it. But in terms of dealing with the immediate crisis of the flow of illegals coming into the country, President Trump did fix that problem. And Joe Biden single-handedly came along after that and undid every single one of those arrangements that President Trump put into place with Mexico and other countries to stop the immediate flow, to stop the humanitarian crisis at the border. And so he 100% owns this crisis as it is now. Now, it is true he has spent the last 40 years talking about, in Congress, and Congress has failed to deal with the problem. But the most important thing right now is to put those Trump measures back in place to solve the immediate humanitarian crisis.
We're told that the Homeland Security Secretary, Alejandro Mayorkas, and the Vice President, Kamala Harris, the two people who really have been tasked to clean up the situation down there, will be with the president on his visit. We'll cover that visit, obviously, from stem to stern. Big question would be, though, would you move to get rid of Mayorkas? Because he has been really off the rails at many times on the realities on the ground. Border Patrol agents have told me that on the record to my face. This warning coming from Mayorkas after claiming on multiple occasions that the border is secure. Watch.
There's no question that the number of encounters that we are experiencing at the border is straining our system, which is we're operating within a system that is fundamentally broken. No one disagrees with that. We just can't seem to agree upon the solution, and a solution is long, long overdue. Within the broken immigration system that we are operating.
We've run the montage so many times, we'll skip it. But he said it so many times that the border was secure when clearly it was not. His own people standing next to him doing this. He also called on Congress to pass a better immigration bill that includes amnesty for millions of illegals. I want to go back to you, Kevin, and just talk to you about the optics of having the two people who legitimately have failed in their mission of securing the border for the president. Your thoughts?
Well, Harris, I think it's important that the Secretary and the Vice President are traveling there.
Do you think they'll be held to account?
Absolutely, they should be held to account, and let's hopefully see some bipartisan solutions coming out of this. At the end of the last year, we saw Senator Tom Tillis, Republican of North Carolina, and Kyrsten Sinema, Democrat of Arizona, working together to forge some level of compromise that involves amnesty, something that we saw in the 2013 Comprehensive Immigration Reform Bill, sponsored by Marco Rubio. So there are solutions out there. We just need the political will to see them through. And hopefully, again, with a Republican House and a Democratic Senate, we can stop the politicization of this. Because, Harris, you make an important point. These are lives on the line. Both our incredibly brave Border Patrol agents, many of whom we've lost in the line of duty, and these migrants that are seeking a better life for them and their children that have drowned or died along the route. This is a hard crisis, and we need solutions.
That's right. One last quick one, because I don't know if people have picked up on this, but there was a big prison breakdown there a few days ago. And important to the drug cartels cartel leader is out and about. They're looking for him. Several of the prison guards on the Mexico side, this is in Juarez, just across from El Paso, which is where the president's going, interestingly enough. Your last thoughts, Charlie, is this situation now heats up in a whole new way.
Yeah, no, and it's perfect symbolism for what's happened at the border. Joe Biden has handled the control of the border to the drug cartels, to criminals who now have operational control of the border. And, all three, Mayorkas, Harris, and Biden will all be at the border. My belief is that all three of them are going to ultimately be fired in the next election for this. And I think that Mayorkas should be fired before then. But my bigger concern, Harris, is that the Biden administration is going to fire Mayorkas. And he's going to be the fall guy for what is actually a much broader responsibility that should be held to Joe Biden, because Joe Biden is the problem, not just Mayorkas.
Kevin and Charlie, Happy New Year. I'm so glad you were here with me.
Happy New Year, Harris.
The first power panel of the year with you guys. Appreciate you. Some fresh COVID